All right. Welcome, guys. We are now recording and we're starting Marketing Funnels 101 with Molly Richardson and Totally Infused. And I'm going to show you how you can quickly and easily automate your sales funnel and earn 3 to 10 qualified leads per day. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is your 5-minute plan to a marketing strategy. So, first things first is your end product. With your end product, you need to determine what you're going to offer your clients, whether it's a program, a product, or just a service. So typically with a higher ticket item, you'll want to offer a free product before this, but you want to know what your end goal is before you start determining what that is. So what delivery strategy are you going to use? Are you going to do a 4-week program with video? Are you going to do no videos and just all training sessions? Or what are you going to do with that? So, and then you want to set a time frame. You want to set a launch date, and you want to kind of lay out your project setup, similar to podcasting, where you want a launch date and you want to have everything ready before that date. And then last thing is you want to determine your pricing. So obviously, for example, for my course, I'm looking at pricing it at $679 for the course, and then doing a higher ticket item for $1199 for a VIP. Having different tier pricing is always good because you'll catch a couple different types of people, and you'll be able to cater content more closely to each of those people. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay. So first thing that you want to do to bring people into your funnel is to have some type of a lead capture. All of you who are in here have seen this lead capture because it's what you use to sign up for this class. So you want to give some type of free product, whether it's a report or an ebook, or you do a live webinar where you show them some stuff that's along the same lines of what's going to lead people into your final product. Or you can do like a video series, kind of like Marie Forleo does, and drive people to that video. And right now, webinars are really hot. And if you're doing a video series, you really have to have good video quality because that's going to be the ultimate testament to your end product. So where you're going to get your traffic from. If you don't have an email list, you really need to start one as soon as possible. And with that email list, you can do email blasts to them to let them know you're having your webinar or you're giving them out free content. A couple other things you can do is with social media, you can do Facebook ads, which obviously includes paying for them. And you can also post things on your Facebook page to the groups on Facebook that you're a part of. And of course, you can share those on your personal profile if you work with friends as well. And then on Twitter, you can publish that you're giving away the free content, send them to there, and definitely use hashtags to get people's interest. And then lastly, you can get affiliates. There's a couple different softwares out there to track where the affiliates are coming from. But if you can get people who have a lot of clients and a lot of followers to promote your content, that is definitely a good way to get more people into your funnel from the beginning. So there's typically a gap between your free lead capture and your high ticket product purchases. That's simply because if you're giving them something for free, that's nice. But then if you're then turning around and asking them for $700, you might have a bit of a drop off and the conversion rates won't be as high. So to fill this void, I recommend that you have some type of small, medium level ticket item around $50 or so, depending upon what your target price is on the higher ticket item, to build out their trust and to give them a little bit of a taste of what you're going to be offering them at the end. So the purchase. Once a customer purchases your product, that should not be the end of your communications. Why? Because if they've already spent a little bit of money with you, they're probably going to continue to spend money with you. So once the purchase is complete and you're doing your product or your program, survey your customers for their feedback. I mean, what they have to say about it is definitely going to help you cater your future products and also help you update your current product and program, which you should definitely do, even for the people who are currently in it. If you have a product that's evergreen, then you want to update it so that people will continuously come into it and it's being forever updated and give them lifetime access for that price. You also can offer additional products like add-on and extras, which can give them additional bonus products, but that aren't necessarily included in your high ticket item. And then you want to promote within your product or your program, you want to promote your coaching or your done for you services that you do on the side, because if they're coming to you for help and guidance, they're probably also going to be looking for somebody to hand that over to at some point, and that can be you. So for your Facebook ads, you definitely want to direct them into your funnel. So for page likes, those are great when you're trying to build your audience and grow your brand, but it's not necessarily the best for when you're trying to get people into your funnel. So for getting people into your funnel, I recommend the website conversions. Website clicks are also pretty good because you can drive the traffic to your website and blog posts. So for example, I could promote a post of one of my blogs that goes to and talks about Infusionsoft, and I could target Infusionsoft customers, and that would gain brand awareness through Facebook. However, that doesn't necessarily drive them directly to my opt-in or have them signing up for any type of webinar. So with the Facebook conversion or the website conversions, you drive the traffic to a landing page and you place the conversion pixel on your thank you page. Doing this, you can actually retrieve your ROI. You can see your ROI and you can see exactly which is converting better. So I'm tracking who's coming from Facebook through an ad or a non-ad, and then also who's coming from Twitter. And I can see which one actually generates the most opt-ins. So website conversions is definitely the best if you're able to put that conversion pixel on your thank you page. Okay, so Facebook posts, it's getting harder and harder to get reach and engagement with your posts, and with a suggested post that's an advertisement. So you're gonna have to pay for that, but you really must stand out. And to stand out, you really need to listen to what your audience is responding to. So for example, this Expedia ad has a really short, brief, easy to read tagline: save up to 50% off, deals end tonight. And it has a great eye-catching image which shows the offer in the image, and it has the link to the site where you can claim that offer. So the call to action is very, very clear. It's go and get the deal. And as you can see at the bottom, it's getting pretty decent engagement with the likes and the comments and the shares. And that's really the goal for your brand, which is harder to do for a smaller business than Expedia, but this is the idea of what you need for your posts. So I have become more and more an advocate of Twitter based on some of the masterminds I've been in and some of the success I've seen of other people. I started to get really heavily involved with Twitter, and I started posting about 10 times a day, almost every hour. And I'm sharing content from around the web. So I use tools like Feedly and Sway and all these different types that will help me find the content that I'm looking for, whether it be on social media or Infusionsoft or Lead Pages or any of the things that I work with. And I share that on Twitter using Buffer and Hootsuite. So I follow about an 80-20 rule. I share about 80% of other people's content, and then I share about 20% of my own content that I make in my own blog. Now, retweeting and favoriting other people's is really where you're going to get your most leads from, simply because you're engaging with the users, and that's the whole reason you want to use Twitter. And then one of the strategies that I've been using and has been helping me grow significantly is I'm following the followers of brands or people that my audience would follow. So I'm going into Infusionsoft's follow list and I'm following those people who have recently followed Infusionsoft. those people are probably or not probably, they definitely are my ideal customers. And the same thing goes for things like optimized press and lead pages. So if you're a podcaster, you could potentially follow the people who follow other podcasts in your same niche. And that would help get people to see and hear of your podcast. I have a lot of podcasters on the line, so that's why I'm highlighting the podcasting, just an FYI. And you can hire a social media manager, and that's something that I'm definitely considering going forward, just because there's a lot of posting and following and tweeting and all of that good stuff, and our time can sometimes be better spent actually doing the work of the content and the video series. So you can hire a manager for around $50 an hour or under $200 a month per platform. So if you have maybe Facebook and Twitter, it might cost you $300 to $400 to get them posting continuously and them finding that content for you rather than you doing it. I've got it down to a science, but at some point it will be definitely better for me to outsource that. And if you're looking to learn more and not hire out, I highly recommend Social Media Manager School. I took that class last October and it's amazing. It teaches you all the different platforms and there's videos, and it's with two of the big names in the industry, Andrea Vall and Phyllis Kerr. And I think it's $197 and I think it's a 4-week course, hands-on. They've got a Facebook group. It's really awesome. I haven't been in it recently, but that's where I got started with social media for sure. So next thing is software tools. There are a lot of software tools out there, and that's the reason why I'm starting Totally Infused. I really want to help people understand which software tools they need and why, and how to integrate them efficiently, because people spend a lot of time and waste a lot of time trying to integrate them. So if they're setting up a lead page and they're trying to get it to talk to Aweber, and I could go on and on and on about all the different combinations you can do here. But the basic software tools that I've seen major businesses using is with email marketing and autoresponders. So keeping your list and being able to email them whenever you want, and being able to send them emails if they sign up for a ebook, you can send them that ebook, which is what an autoresponder is. Then you need something like MailChimp, GetResponse, or Aweber. I think there's a couple other out there, but those are the three I've heard more recently. And then with landing pages, this is just a quick and easy way to set up a landing page or a squeeze page to get someone to sign up into the form. So the form that you filled out to join this webinar is with lead pages. I'm actually starting to use Optimized Press a little bit more just because it's more complex and it's more customizable. But if you're a smaller business and you're not too tech savvy, lead pages is perfect. And I heard of Megaphone this past week, and that's similar to lead pages, and Unbounce is also typical, or is also comparable with all of those. Social media tools are Buffer, Hootsuite, Sprout Social, and Moz is kind of an offshoot, but Moz is a great tool across the board, not just social media. I use Buffer to post out all my content, and then I use Hootsuite to automate all of my blog post content. And Sprout Social is more, it's a lot bigger of a tool and it's more expensive, but I know a lot of the bigger name companies are using it with their teams and team social media management. CRM stands for customer relationship management, and Constant Contact is the one most people have heard about. I'm not too fond of it just because I've heard it's really hard to use. I've been in it and have had similar experiences. Infusionsoft is what I use and what I love and live by. Marketo and is more business to business, and that's very high end ticket. And then Salesforce is a medium ticket. It's kind of similar to Aweber in price range and target audience. And then lastly, webinars. When you're doing a webinar, you can use things like GoToMeeting, which is what I'm using now. I just upgraded to. And then Google Plus Hangouts, which are super easy. They're free. You can add people, screen share, all that good stuff. And Webinar Jam is a little bit more friendly for Webinar Jam uses Google Plus as their video system, but it has a lot of built-in functionality like reading questions and all of that kind of stuff. So that's the those are the basic software tools. We could talk about these all day, but I'm really just trying to highlight the ones that you should know about. And I didn't make a ninja tips slide, but I have a couple ninja tips to use. So the first thing I do when I'm starting a funnel is I'll create my thank you page with using my landing page software, and I'll put my Facebook pixel on that. That way my Facebook pixel for conversions with my Facebook ads is already completed. It's in my Facebook. So when I go to make ads, I don't have to go back into my landing pages. So I make that thank you page. I get the URL of that thank you page, and then I make my landing page, because then I have everything I need from, working that way. You don't have to go back and forth too much with copying and pasting the URLs. So now when I set up my landing page, I know where I want that button to direct people to. And then I can integrate that with my Infusionsoft and my GoToMeeting. And then I wrote them down. Oh, yeah. And the last ninja trick I have is to give great content, advice, personal communications. I like to give free 30-minute consultations just because that's going to get people interested in you. They're going to know a little bit about you, and that's going to make them even more willing to purchase from you, and then ask for the sale. So the idea comes from, obviously, Gary Vaynerchuk's book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, or Give, Ask. And that's true across all industries, all platforms, all regions. Now, with all the people that are out there on online media, the more that you can build your name, the more that you can give people great content and they appreciate you and they feel like they have a personal connection with you, the more that they're going to buy from you. So you need to definitely grow your rapport with your audience. And now I'm going to show you a little bit of my Twitter data from my Molly ER21 Twitter account. And I use the Twitter strategy that I mentioned before of the following the other people and posting a lot more in the content and all of that good stuff. So in the beginning of October, I had about 40 followers. And as of the launch, as of lunch today, I had about 1231. And I get new leads daily from around the world. Like I meet people I would have never met. I meet people locally that I would never met through Twitter. And it's just a great resource and reach. And it's with the new profile that just came out today, with the new profile system that they're setting up and rolling out. I can definitely see it taking over a little bit from Facebook's, because Facebook's getting a little bit mundane with all of the just what goes through your newsfeed is very mundane. So, all right. And also, just to shout back out at this, with my Totally Infused Twitter handle, which I started in the middle of March, March 12th to be exact, I had no followers, no Twitter account, no nothing. And that had no followers. So in 27 days, as of today, around lunch as well, I have 636 followers. So this is definitely a continued strategy, and it works across industries, because this one I'm using a little bit more social media and kind of personal stuff, and then the other one I'm doing Totally Infused specifically for Infusionsoft, lead pages, just software integrations as a whole. And I think, I think that's all on this slide. And the last thing I want to talk about is my Infusion Lab. And this is really where I want most of my people to fall into. And by people, I mean clients. But it's amazing how many people struggle with setting up their software integrations. And that's why I'm building this brand, and I'm trying to help everybody with setting this up. There's so many tools out there, so many different integrations, and there's no one place to get the answers. And I might not necessarily have every answer that you come to me with, but I will most definitely find it out, because these software tools can be tricky. And I have a background in software, so I kind of have an upper edge on knowing where a programmer or knowing where somebody is trying to hide the button that you're looking for exactly. So with Infusion Lab, it's weekly Google Hangouts, access to training, videos and content that you can't get anywhere else. Obviously, the networking and support of the team. So once the group grows, then people will be able to help other people with their software integrations. Obviously, I will still be there, but somebody might be doing something right now and they're like, hey, look at what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing it. And then they would all be doing that in the Rock Solid Facebook group. And I'm also doing free 30-minute coaching calls a month. And that is where the meat of it's going to be, with how I'm going to directly help you with setting up your funnels. And I have one person in it, and it is $400 paid quarterly and 100 or 150 a month. So I really want people to stay in this for the long term, but not too long. If you're there and you paid $400 for the quarter, by the end of that $400, your marketing funnel should be completely set up. Whether it's for an online program, you're trying to do sales, you're trying to sell services. I really like, the goal of this is to figure out what software you need if you don't have any, or work with the software you have, and to get your marketing funnel from start to finish set up, hopefully within that quarter or continuing on. And then obviously I'm going to give you a 30-day money back guarantee if you don't feel like you've gotten as far as you want to get. But trust me, I will push you because I'm all about fast action. And the last thing I want to talk about is Freaking Fast Funnels. And that's my new program that's coming out in May. And the idea is that you can't do today's job with yesterday's methods and be in business tomorrow. Software is continually growing, the complexity is continually increasing, and you're going to have to continue to stand out. So this product will be a 4-week program, and throughout that program, it will help you from creating the product from the beginning, to setting up your landing pages, to doing your Facebook conversion pixels on your thank you page. It's really going to be a whole process. Now, it's not the Freaking Fast Funnels itself will not be software specific, although it will have indications of which softwares you can use. Then from there, if you're in Infusion Lab, you'll be able to ask for the specific software advice, simply because I can't make one product with all the different integrations in it. However, I do plan on coming up with add-ons that you could do, add-ons like Leadpages add-on, Infusionsoft add-on, and that will have the specific step-by-step instructions and videos for doing that. And so if you join Infusion Lab by this Friday, which is $400 a quarter, so you'd have it until July, because April's going with the other 3 months, you'll get Freaking Fast Funnels for free. And I haven't set the exact price on this yet, but I know it will be over $500. So if you join it for $400 for 3 quarters, I'm really highlighting that I want you in Infusion Lab, and I want you to get this course and to get your marketing funnel together. So you will also help to shape the content. And I'm only doing 5 of these slots because I really want to focus in on these people and have great case studies going forward. A lot of you know I have a full-time job, and I run this fully part-time right now. And the goal of all of this is to slowly and increase both my branding and my case studies, so I'm able to make this a completely full-time business, hopefully definitely by the end of the summer. So I'm going to open it up for questions. I don't think I made a question slide, but if anybody has a question. Okay, I see a question. What is a good price to pay for conversion via a Facebook ad? If you're doing a Facebook conversion for a webinar registration, a good conversion is anywhere from $2.50 to $4 is what I've seen. When I first started my Facebook ads, I got a couple ads for $2.38, I think it was. And that was really good, but then it kept increasing. So you really want to constantly test your ads, whether you're testing it from the content standpoint, change in and out your different images, change out maybe the landing page content. So really overall, I'm a very high promoter of A and B split testing. And there's a couple different tools out there. And you're paying $7. Too much? It depends on what you're leading them to. If it's staying at 7, I wouldn't be too worried about it. But if it keeps increasing, I'd watch it. What I typically see from Facebook ads, no matter what kind of a Facebook ad, is it's going to increase over time, whether it's a page like or a website click or a website conversion. It typically increases as it goes out. So the more you put in new ones and switch out old ones and test, the better you'll be. So I normally run a couple at a time just to see which one catches on the fastest as far as like images and stuff. So does anybody else have any more questions? I was going to make this an hour, and I don't want to get too in depth just because a lot of people use a lot of different tools. So I can go back and cover anything people didn't feel like I talked about enough, but really the goal of the 5-minute strategy is the plan, the strategy plan. And then once you lay out that plan in your framework, you can take it and you can build out from there. So I don't see that it should ever take more than a month or so to really get your marketing funnel in check. But it depends on your time and how good you are with technology. But that's where I come in. So does anyone else have any questions? I'm looking at who's attending. A lot of people from Solo Lab. So yes, I did steal my idea of Infusion Lab from Solo Lab, but I love his concept and I love how it works, and I really want this to emulate that as far as, with the hangouts and the interaction and the ability for people to just post questions about their software and the different tools that they're using. Pat, how does this compare to the 22 social funnel on Facebook that we saw today? So the 22 social funnel 22 social is simply a Facebook app that gives you a tab on your Facebook page where you can direct traffic to, and they can watch your Google Hangouts in there, or they could see a YouTube video. So if you're trying to do a conversion on that, you would have to put a pixel on the landing page or the thank you page that they go to once they sign in to be a part of your group. And actually, when I was setting up my funnel, I had this question because you can use a Facebook box so that they can just hit like yes and give my Facebook information to sign up. And I actually found that a lot of people were a little hesitant with that simply because their Facebook email address they might be using currently, they might not be using anymore. And also with that, people are sometimes a little bit questionable about whether they want to share their Facebook information, although all it's sharing is a name and an email, that they are a little bit more hesitant about how all that plays out with if you can get more access to their things. Weird question. Can you define a funnel? All right. So a funnel is, I'm going to go back to my first image. I know you can probably see this. I need to do a dual screen next time I do this. But so a funnel is basically this, although not necessarily with the same words. A funnel means bringing people in on the top. So think of like a funnel when you're funneling like something into a bottle. So you're pouring liquid into the top and it's going through and it's going into a water bottle per se. And so the people coming in are your prospects and your leads. And that's the biggest layer. That's where you want the most people at in your funnel, because as long as you have leads coming in, you're going to have people coming out the back end. If you stop getting new leads, you're going to stop getting new clients. And then you have like a middle layer, which is people who are interested. Maybe they've bought a lower ticket item price. And then you have your bottom, which is where they come out. And that's where they buy your high ticket price items. And like I mentioned, it is a funnel, but I kind of almost want to call it an hourglass, because once they go through that other side, you want to flip it over. You want to start offering them new things. You want to start offering them different things. You want to keep them engaged with you, because if you just send them out of the funnel on the bottom side, they're never going to find their way back unless you flip it around on them. So, one of the things I definitely promote is talking to your clients even after they've purchased and getting those feedbacks. Am I sharing slides? Yes, I will print and PDF these and put them in the email with the recording. You should. Okay, so Sean, that's a good point. Infusion Lab is more of a coaching group and mastermind program, and Freaking Fast Funnels is actually a particular product. Like that will be a product that you can purchase, and it's a 5-week it's a 4-week program, and it'll step you through in detail what I've talked about today, like with the 5-minute strategy, and then going into that strategy and getting the stuff done. How do you add pixels to posts? So you add the pixels to the thank you page. So when you're doing a Facebook ad and you send them to a landing page, when they convert, so they click sign up, they enter their information, you're going to be sending them to a thank you page. And on that thank you page is where you put your pixels. So in your post on Facebook or Twitter, you're just simply sending, well, the pixel wouldn't matter on Twitter, but you're just sending them to the landing page. And then when they get to that thank you page, the pixel will trigger. And if they came from one of your Facebook ads, it will trigger a conversion on your Facebook ad. I also use a little ninja tool or ninja trick on Google Analytics. In my Google Analytics, I could go to my webinar thank you page and I can narrow down where they came from. So I can see whether they came from Facebook, Twitter, direct, like if they just typed in my domain. So the point of pixels is to see what's converting better. And if you're running different Facebook ads, you'll be able to see which one is converting better. One might be doing better cost-wise, but if the other is actually converting better, that's the one you want to go with. All right. When can I get you? Chris, you can have me as a guest on your podcast anytime. And actually, I'd love to do it soon since I'm promoting Freaking Fast Funnels pretty soon. Once I get my logo done, which you've seen in the group. And I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. And I don't want to take too much more of your time, and I don't have much more unless you have any questions. So it's been fun. This is a great learning tool for me. And now I need to get somebody to watch my watch my webinar questions, since I need to have multiple screens. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And if you're interested in the program, just shoot me a message on Facebook or Twitter, and I'll get back with you. And I'd love to see you there. Bye, guys.